Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And as you see on the screen, we got DJ Trump with his the rest of his little mice. You got this dude, I guess he's the governor or the mayor of Florida, DeSantis, and you got this dude, I don't know who that is. And you got this chick, I forgot her name. She was the one that pretty much was on the panel with the hat down like she has it here, saying, we're gonna get, so-called Latinos out of this country by any means necessary. The same way you had the border czar saying. Pretty much these are all devils right here, man. They all working for the left-hand side, man. And you can expect nothing less, And we've been telling you so-called Latinos, you Negroes and Native Americans, that this man was the devil. The Lord said, if not, where and who is he, man? Right? Who is the devil if Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is not the devil? Because since this devil has been in office, since DJ Trump has been in office, this world has been in total chaos, right? All hell is breaking loose. And he's not even, I don't think, 6 months in. Or he probably just hit 6 months, right? So imagine going another 6 months with this dude. And he's being blunt with it too. He's telling you how to run from, these alligators over here in the Everglades, the Florida Everglades, right? Now, mind you, he built this specifically for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it's many of these built all across America, right? All across America is many concentration camps. They call it, determined camps. They call it, whatever else they call it, but we call it concentration camps, right? And this devil is looking to do all types of things to you in there. He has it surrounded by alligators, right? He knows that Florida gets hit with some of the worst hurricanes, when hurricane season is in effect, and it's right around the corner. I believe it's from mid-August or maybe the beginning of August to maybe the end of September or something like that, or the mid October. This devil knows this, man. Not even, mentioning that Florida was built on a swamp. So there's a lot going on in Florida. Snakes, alligators are one of them, but there's snakes. There's all types of lizards and things out there, man. I've been to Florida a couple of times, and there's just lizards all over the place. So this devil looking to do some damn experiments with you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. Right? But this is who you love, man. Especially you so-called Latinos. This is who winning the ballot and voted for, even though we know that this man was going to get in office before anybody can even, think about voting, because this was the plan of the elites. Even deeper, it was the plan of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, right? Because the Most High puts people in power. And right now, he has the so-called white man, the wicked, in power of the whole earth, man. Right? That's why I read Job 9:24. Well, let's get it again and we're going to play it. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. But who's the true judges? The Israelites. Yahweh, why Yahushua, man? He covered all the images. Right? He's hidden who the true Israelites are. Right? Right? Which are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. It says, if not, where and who is he? If this man is not the devil, who is the devil, man? Point him out. We'll wait. Right? Don't come with that bullshit. Oh, everybody's wicked. You guys wicked Negroes. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Salakia. Because you get mad at Christians because they try to, just remove all actions that this man has done, man, on the earth. Once again, Salakia for the language, but it's the spirit, man. It gets me vexed, man. When you black Christians, you come up and everybody else is the issue and everybody else does wrong, but Esau Edom, he gets a pass, man. Right? That's why the Lord got something for y'all niggas, man. So let's play this. Y'all about Shemal Shah willing to like be edified. Shalom. I got another clip after this too.
What's your expectation what this will do for the speed and force of deportation?
A lot of things, and they're both telling me that these people come in here, they want to go home. And they want to go home, so we immediately send them home, where it's appropriate. Now, if somebody's a real killer, we don't send them anywhere. We put them in a maximum security. Look, what we inherited from this guy, this incompetent man, and his administration, which wasn't incompetent, it was radical left, lunatic, communist, whatever you want to say. I know most of them. What we inherited should never, ever be forgotten. What they've made us do. This is all because of an open border policy where 25 million people flowed in from all over the world, from prisons, from all over the world. They flowed in for no reason whatsoever. We had, when I left, we had a very powerful border. We had no problem. We opened it up day one. We just opened the border, and people couldn't believe it. That's right. They were standing there. What are they doing? They said, "Go in." That's it. You look at the first day tapes. They opened it up and they said, "Go in," and that's where all of this began. But this is an amazing thing that they've done here.
Really but listen, people don't have to come here. If they self-deport and go home, they can come back legally. We will let them come back legally.
And there is a lot of self-deportation.
Yes. And these goddamn devils, man, they got the nerve to tell somebody they here illegally when y'all, wherever y'all are, is illegal, man. Right? The Lord gave y'all asses the caves, man. Right? They want to be everywhere else but where they supposed to be, which is in the caves. But they're going back in there. Real soon, the Lord is going to put their ass back in the caves, man. They're going into slavery. And all this proud, pompous ass attitude that these Edomites got, man, is going to be humble real soon.
But if you wait and we bring you to this facility, you don't ever get to come back to America. You don't get the chance to come back and be an American again and work here. So
they weren't with us when the President and Secretary Kevin and I, we went through the intake. So right when you do the intake, they have the information about voluntary departure. They have the ability. Obviously, you guys are funding that because it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. So even if they get brought to the front doorstep here, they still have an opportunity to just go back voluntarily. And then this way they're not
Let's say they get in here like, hey, I want to stay here. I want to go back.
We can put them on a plane that day and take them home. We'll buy their plane ticket, go home, and then they get the chance to.
And it's already coming out that they put in the so-called Latinos on cargo planes and dropping them in the ocean, man. I don't know how true it is. I gotta fact check that, but you can't rule nothing out with this devil, man. Right? With these devils, man, they are the most vile people on the planet. And you know what? They can do all of this and go home and sleep like a baby. Right? Don't lose no sleep. So you ain't buying no plane tickets, putting them on a plane. You telling them when they get right to this doorstep, they can choose to voluntarily go back. Get the hell out of here. You bring them here, they're not going anywhere but in here, man. You're gonna do whatever, right? You're gonna experiment how you want to experiment. It ain't gonna be none of that, all right, this is the point of no return. Do you wanna go now? What so-called Latino is going to pass up going home rather than staying in this piece of shit concentration camp surrounded by damn alligators, man? So it's all full of lies, man. This man is a liar. Right? The Bible tells you that this man is a liar, man. Right? You can't trust in and believe nothing that comes out of his mouth.
To come back legally. If they wait and
If
say
they
we're not
do
going to
that,
do that,
they can come back legally after a period.
Mr.
Yeah.
President, you talked recently about the idea of finding some way to get farm workforce and service sector workforce. And I think you've discussed somehow a program of people leaving on a sponsorship and coming right back. Can you give us a little more detail about that and why, in the view of some hardliners, it's not
We
amnesty?
take care of our farmers and hotel workers and various other people, and we're working on it right now. And Ron's going to be involved, and you're involved already. So we have a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know them. We're going to put, it's called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility, where they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years, and all of a sudden so I have a great, Ron does, Christy does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go. They can be here legally. They can pay taxes and everything else. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to run your farm.
So you see this devil, man. You see what he's dealing with. Let me see something. Salah. Right? So you see this devil, man. He making moves, and it's it's not for the betterment of you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man. It's to put hell on you. This is Revelation 2 and verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So the Lord said that this was going to come to pass in the last days, man, that this man was going to gather up you Israelites. This is pretty much speaking about the elect, though. Some of the elect is going to be martyred. Some of the elect is going to be in prison, man. Right? The rest of you Israelites, hey, you're going to get it on the next run. But the elect, they're going to be the first fruits. They're going to catch hell. Lord willing, I'm of that number. Right? They're going to catch hell. But the Lord's going to deliver them at the end. Right? The Lord said, what? Be faithful unto death, and I shall give thee a crown of life, man. Which is that crown, man. Right? Which Yahushua is going to put that crown on your head, man, and say, good work, humble servant, man. Right? And that's why we in this truth. So, hey, this devil is on his way out, man. But this is how you know the Bible is real, man, because it's telling you what's going to come down the pipeline in the last days. Right? So I got this other video right here. But I'm going to get one more script. Let me see. Let me get a couple more. Because this devil, he fed you lies. He fed you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans lies, man. Mainly you so-called Latinos. You migrants, man. Biden came Biden told you to come over here, make a better life for yourself. You can support yourself and your family, right? The land of opportunity. You came over here and, you got your benefits or whatever. You got comfortable. It was all good. Then you got DJ Trump in there, who Biden and Trump work for the same people. They both puppets, right? He came in and he said, nah, you getting the hell out. And he's forcibly grabbing you up and throwing you out, right? Amongst other things, under the table that he's doing to you. How some of you wound up missing, right? Your families, you're separated from your families. They may drop your ass off in Salvador and drop the rest of your family off in Africa, right? Some of your family may be dropped in the ocean, like I said earlier. Because this is the devil, man. He don't give a shit about you or your family. But you so-called Latinos, you fight tooth and nail for this devil, man. You love him no matter what he does to you. You love him, man. And you decided to, hold hands with the devil and go against your brother, man. Which are the so-called Negroes. Right? You decided to hate your brother and love your enemies. This is why the Lord is putting hell on you too. And this is just the beginning, man. Jacob's trouble is here, man. We're in the beginning stages of it. Right? And y'all about to find that out the hard way because what? You decided not to hear the words of the Lord. This is Psalm 55 and 21. It said, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. You heard him. Yeah, if you want to leave voluntarily, you can just go. We'll buy your plane ticket and you can go back to your family, right? They tell you all these things, all these smooth words, right? But what? It said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. What he really wants to do is put you to death, man. He want to play alligator games with you over there. He want to see how fast you can run. It was another video where he's telling you got to run zigzag to get away from alligators. You got a 1% chance. Right? So these devils, they the type to play games with you with that, man. Let's see if you could jump on the mouth of each alligator. Like you running across the goddamn river, hitting rocks. Right? Stepping on rocks, just, stepping on rocks going over a river, but it'd actually be alligators, man. And in Florida, it is thousands of alligators, man. They got infested swamps in Florida that fill with alligators, man. Right? 12-foot, 14-foot, 16-foot alligators. Right? Man-eaters. And this devil put you there, man. Right? If this devil could put you in a fucking volcano and tell you, call it Volcano Island and put a damn concentration camp smack in the middle of two volcanoes that erupt, simultaneously all the time, he would do it. And tell you you're safe. Psalm 55 and 21 again. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Yeah, come on. We got you. We'll give you phones. We'll give you food vouchers. We'll give you shelter. We'll give you vouchers for clothes. Come on, man. We want you to work. Now that they don't need you no more, because they pretty much used you for votes and an agenda or whatever. Now they don't need you. They left your ass out to dry. And then you making a plethora of videos saying why the so-called Negroes ain't helping you, man. Because the so-called Negroes told your ass that this man was the devil, man. Even though some of them be cooning as well. But they told you not to trust this man. And you decided to do it. Right? Because what? No matter what Esau Edom does to you, you love him. Right? Let's get another one, and we're going to play this one. This is Isaiah. This is how you know we the Israelites, man. We the only ones catching this type of hell in this country. And the whole world knows it. But nobody says anything. Right? This is Isaiah 42 and 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. What's those holes? Alligator Alcatraz. Right? Alcatraz. What's that shit? Rikers Island. Right? What's that other one? It starts with an S, I believe. Sing Sing. SRC, whatever. Sing Sing, man. Who is snared in those holes? So-called Negro and Latino. Large in numbers, man. It says, they are all hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none delivereth. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody coming to help you, man. The so-called white man is the one that put you there, but yet you want that same so-called white man to help you get out, man. Your only deliverer is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man, that you do not want to turn to. So you're going to be left in the hand of your enemy, man, to be what? Robbed and spoiled. It says, let's read it again. Verse 22, Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none delivereth. For a spoil and none saith restore. Man, you ain't nobody saying, yo, let them go. You don't got other nations coming up. The nations you fucking love, they're not coming up just jumping out the window and shouting out saying, leave them alone. They are the chosen people. Right? If you do something to them, you got to do something to me. Ain't no other nation standing up for you like that. But you want to stand up for everybody, man. Right? So, hey, you about to find out how cold the world is, man, and how cold your enemy, who you think your friend is, you about to see how he really is, man, and how he really feel about you. So let's play this one.
Detainees escorted inside. Within the past hour, Chopper 6 captured officials walking people inside of the detention center in the Everglades. Many call Alligator Alcatraz. These are just some of the first images we're seeing of activity in newly built facility.
This comes as officials say the first group of immigrants arrived this morning, and they were not the only ones who showed up to the controversial site today. You see, Democratic lawmakers, they showed up too, demanding to be let inside.
And our politics reporter, Hatzel Vela, has their comments, plus details in the newly filed federal court documents.
Brand new video from just an hour ago from Chopper 6 for the first time shows detainees at the facility state Republican leaders are calling Alligator Alcatraz. Before noon, Florida's Division of Emergency Management used social media to say the first group has arrived.
And so unfortunately, that's not the law. Right?
Shortly after, Democratic lawmakers showed up, demanding they be let inside the controversial facility.
And it's so essential when you have hundreds of millions of public dollars being spent on a political stunt that we have the ability to see for our own eyes what is happening.
They allege the building of the facility has been done without any transparency, with contracts being handed out to political allies of the governor.
So far, it's an assortment of Republican campaign donors who got these multi-million-dollar contracts to create what is basically a makeshift immigrant detainment camp in the middle of the Everglades swamp.
$450 million. Meanwhile, in Duval County, they're closing schools.
Correct.
Meanwhile, people don't have access to Medicaid.
The new signs are up, a handful of protesters still here. And federal court documents filed today reveal new information as part of an ongoing lawsuit filed by the Friends of the Everglades. In a motion filed by the federal government, we learn DHS has not implemented, authorized, directed, or funded Florida's temporary detention center, and that Florida has received no federal funds, nor has it applied for federal funds related to the temporary detention center. Also new tonight,
We need to see a forceful legal action.
a coalition of 60 organizations are urging the county and Mayor Daniela Lavin Cava to pursue all legal options to stop this.
Challenge the legal grounds of this land grab.
Democratic members of Congress weighing in on what's happening.
That's a criminal institute.
This is a boondoggle, an environmental abomination.
The state lawmakers, by the way, told us they were not allowed to go inside because of security reasons. We should also tell you, we reached out to state and federal officials, but they're still not releasing the number of detainees who may be at this facility. From the Dade Collier facility, I'm Hatsavella, NBC 6 News.
So you seen it, man. God damn. It's a lot of people. Yeah, so you see it, man. This is how I feel about you, man. This is how this devil feels about you. Right? This is a prison sentence, man. The Israelites being in America is a prison sentence from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua because of our disobedience. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease. Have we found ease? No. You could tell that's a so-called Latino. Right? And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind, man. Right? Gonna leave you stressed, depressed, spoiled, robbed, detained, everything under the sun happening to you, man. Right? And take a look at that, man. Look at that. Beds, they just had so-called Latinos in, those types of what you call them, man? Those types of centers, right? Where they was wrapping them and look like damn aluminum foil, man. It's crazy. But you see, this devil, he gonna pay for each and everything that he's done, man. Everything he's doing and everything that he's looking to do, that he's thinking about doing in his mind, he's going to pay for that double, right? He's gonna pay for that double, right? Let's get this last one. We're gonna shut it down. This is Baruch, chapter 4. All right, Baruch chapter 4 and verse 25. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thy enemy have persecuted thee, and he is persecuting you, man. Right? People are fed up and tired of this devil thinking that he can just go around the earth just making people's life hell, man. So his day is right around the corner. It says, for thy enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly shalt thou see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck, man. So it's about to be the greatest payback you've ever seen in your life, man. It's about to happen. And it's not going to be in the favor of you so-called white people, man. You Edomites. Your ass is through. And that's it, man. So, hey, get your rocks off now in Alligator Alcatraz, man, because your punishment is going to be far worse than what you putting us through right now, man. So I'm going to leave it there. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua willing, the elect, the other Father, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the Spirit to do this lesson. To the next lesson, I'm going to say Shalom.
Releasing the number of detainees who may be at this facility. From the Dade Collier facility, I'm Hatsavella,